Okay, so you all had a long, serious fight. Also, some of you are missing. Who disappeared?
I'm here.
Oh, you guys are like off screen. How did that happen?
Oh, yeah.
I'm
I'm here.
I'm here.
No, your character tokens. There you go. But yeah. So after a
smoother than before,
a beautiful anime bout with this giant elemental that was changing rapidly in forms, from everything from shadow to light to wind to earth to water and finally at fire, you all blew your load to finish him off. And now you stand here huffing and puffing as you hold his heart, his core in your hands. You look inside of it and it seems to swirl with this arcane energy that seems to just morph all of these elements into one, and it just continuously congeals and becomes different elements within this tiny sphere, this orb that, as you all looked upon, it happens to be a spellcaster's focus. And so it looks to have been part of the previous sage's his research, and it is deemed a heart of chaos because, well, you found it at the heart of this chaos elemental. And so as you're holding it, is there anything you all would like to do?
Who has it?
I believe Laszlo has it.
We should destroy it.
I mean, I think we should just go ahead and put it in his little toolbox there. Keep it safe for now.
Yeah, I don't think it'll do anyone any harm in its current state.
Yeah, just keep it out of sight, out of mind.
So Laszlo will make a Constitution saving throw as he holds it.
Ooh.
I don't know, guys. It seems to be calling to me. It's talking to me. And he puts it up to his ear. Sounds like the ocean. And now a volcano.
Let me see it.
Oh, that's an earthquake. And he hands it to you.
Hey, I'll take it.
Okay. What would you like to do
What does
with
it feel like?
It's
put
smooth.
it up to my...
You put it up to your ear?
Mm-hmm.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Oh shit, I'm not as good at these. Fuck.
So as you pull it up to your ear, it begins to shake violently, and as it reaches your eardrum, you feel the reverberation of what feels like an earthquake. It's as though the jarring sensation of an earthquake beneath you is now in your hand and up to your ear, and it throws you off balance. You fall to the ground prone.
Whoa, what's going on there, Bruce? They kind of like kick the ball away from them.
Told you we should destroy it.
I'm gonna try to... Laszlo, are you back to your senses now?
You can see him bleeding profusely, and he's like taking bandages and wrapping them around his waist like a tourniquet. No, I'm not back to normal yet.
Can I borrow your little bag, please?
My bag? Okay, you know what? Sure. I'll hold it open, and then you can put whatever you want inside, but I would appreciate you not touching my personal belongings.
Okay, if he's just gonna open it on his hip, then I'm gonna just take it and kind of like shuffle it over with my feet, and as soon as I get as close as I can to him, I'm just gonna pick it up and throw it into the bag as quick as I can.
Okay. He as soon as it enters into his bag, he just holds it. And he like picks it out of the bag and he's just holding on to it. You can tell Laszlo wants it, but anyone else is welcome to, lay claim to it.
Well,
do a kippa.
Is it his bag magical? Like I'm trying to like get some like.
Oh yeah. For the record, that magical item, this Heart of Chaos, it was just for flavor. The Constitution saving throws.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not like cursed. You would understand if it was cursed. It's more so like understanding these just side effects of holding it, putting it up to your ear. Like you get the idea that at this point it doesn't have the negative energies that were associated with it. It's become its most neutral state.
Gotcha. Well, shit.
This place.
Oh man, I'm really tired of this shit. Well, we should probably bring this to some kind of authority on magical artifacts and elemental things. Where's that trying to remember.
Isn't Kai like an expert on magic and like elemental things?
I mean, I don't know how much of an expert he is. I mean, he's a fledgling adventurer, pretty much, right? Like all of us.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say expert, but I do feel like I'm most attuned to the elements out of the lot of us. Laszlo, I don't mind Laszlo hanging on to it, or I can hang on to it if you guys are unsure about it.
Well, I know one person who might want to see something like this.
Who?
King Bartholomew. Or we go find Norris's body again. I don't know if it's still there.
Did his body like disintegrate or anything weird?
So,
It was...
yeah, Kai, go ahead.
He got blasted by the elemental on his way out of there, and his apprentice Jeremiah was crying, and that's where
Right.
we last saw them.
Okay.
So I don't think it was like disintegrated or anything. It was just he was just dead.
Maybe this will be enough to prove what happened.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We can, except for I think if the earthquakes have stopped, they will know that we did something. But this might prove that the problem is resolved.
I mean, if you want to keep it, maybe he doesn't need to know about it at all.
We'll
But if
see.
he asks for proof, we have it.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be an issue. I think the earthquakes were occurring so frequently that now they'll be at ease that they've stopped.
Great point.
Do you think this is a safe location to sleep? Because I'm not feeling too well right now. Or do you
So-
think we should maybe hobble our way out of here?
One thing you all note ever since this elemental was defeated is that every affinity to any sort of element is completely neutralized here. You can see every corner that seem to have like a pool of water or tendrils of shadow or boulders that seem to jut out of the earth, of the stone itself. You can see that all of it has been neutralized and it's just simple stone and the columns that support the infrastructure. But behind one of the walls seems to be an ajar door, as well as one thing that all caught your eye is that the portal to the earthen plane is the only portal that is not only there, as in like in the vicinity, but open itself. It is still open.
Is that similar to the one that we would have seen at the Terra tree?
No, the one you saw at the Terra tree seemed to have been like a porthole. Think like of a ship.
Oh,
Something someone was
porthole,
looking through.
portal.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it a
Got it.
portcullis or a porthole?
Porthole. A portcullis
port-
is like a door that comes down.
Okay.
But not a portal. I think that's what I was getting
Yeah.
confused.
The portcullis is more like the gate, as I looked it up. It's like a gate that slams down, like the entry to a castle. But yeah, it was a porthole like of a ship. Basically, someone was using a small portal as a porthole to look at the surrounding area.
Virgo.
But this is a portal directly to the Earth plane? Terra plane?
It appears so. And as you look through,
Science.
Is that normal?
does anyone look through it?
Yeah, I walked over.
Okay.
Is
so
it where
Bruce-
the earth stuff was before?
Yes.
Okay.
And the door is over on this side.
Ah. Yeah,
Well-
I'll check out the portal.
Sure, give an investigation check.
Ooh.
Investigation.
So
Solid.
as you walk up to the portal, you take a tender step, unaware of what might be, well, beyond the material plane. You do understand that this is to a different plane of existence, as far as you know. And as you get close, this being your first time really dealing with such arcane extremes, you look through and you can see that there's a lone woman standing amidst a pond.
Hey, woman.
there's no
Follow
response.
behind him.
Hmm. How big is this thing?
It's definitely large enough for a humanoid shape. Like, it's about 6 foot tall and roughly 3 feet wide.
Okay.
Hey, let's check this out.
Say it
You
again?
ever, you ever seen the movie Porky's?
No. What's a movie?
Please
It's like,
elaborate.
it's like an illusion magic. You can like see into other people's lives and stuff. I'm just getting vibes of that right now.
That's very creepy. Why would you do that?
Salvatore
I
just
don't-
walks up and puts his hand through the portal. Or tries to.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Shit your pants.
You freak out and you pull your hand back out. Nothing seems to have happened.
I don't think this is an illusion.
Should we go in?
I think we
No,
should
it hurts.
investigate.
Terribly.
So, the last time I stuck my face through a portal, it was some lady that you knew of, Bruce, who seems like she's out to get us now.
I think we should just get on out of here.
Yeah. Oh, she can't hear us.
Hmm.
I'll You said your hand. It hurt your hand.
It didn't hurt. It just scared him. Because his
Oh.
hand basically disappeared through the wall.
Do we recognize this this figure at all?
Make a perception check.
From
Oh,
a lore
drat.
perspective, is it normal for there to like be portals in certain places, or
For the most part, you understand that there was a sage assigned to this specific location because there was a portal. And
Gotcha.
Alonso, you get the semblance that they're friendly at least, but you don't really have a good idea of their visage or familiarity.
All right.
I'm not afraid.
I'll jump in.
Let's go. I'll go as well.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Laszlo,
Laszlo.
Laszlo
You guys,
calls out,
Laszlo can hold the
I'll
rear."
wait here! And those of you with the passive perception above like 13 notice him pull out the orb and begin shaking it violently next to his ear.
Oh no.
asking Stickless
No
about
bueno.
it.
Stickless responds, oh yeah, well, it goes to the elemental plane of Earth, but I don't know what's, beyond the portal. It sounds destructive, I'm sure. It's not exactly easy goings. I'll wait here. And you watch him literally pull himself, ride himself out of your hands and begin to waddle tripod style over to Laszlo.
Fuck us.
So as you all step into this, well, almost ethereal like water beneath your feet, this woman, short in stature and motherly in nature, is tending to some plants that seem to be growing out of thin air. Everyone make a religion check.
Ooh. We don't do those a lot.
Oh, natural one.
Yeah.
Oh, the label on the bottom.
Patron Virgo.
So Salvatore, you're very aware that each of the cities, especially those that are on the cusp of the cloudy sea, are each associated with a celestial deity. And this happens to be the Patron Virgo. You can see from the distinct cleft of her chin and the visage of a beautiful dwarven woman that she is much like the statue you saw on your way here, and that she appears to be as friendly as one could be. You do note that all of the celestial deities, at least those associated with a city or a territory, they happen to be friends of mankind, essentially the guardians, the protectors, even the creators of the people below.
Did we meet these, or like our own individual ones when we first entered the city?
Oh no, these are essentially deities.
Okay, so those were our patrons, but these are like patron deity kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's more like a title. But yeah, I think I'll change the title just for clarification, though.
Oh shit!
All right.
So we're swimming. This is water below us, or is it like not that deep?
Think of it as though you're walking on solid ground. Your feet touch the water, and it's as though you stepped through this portal onto water itself, and it wasn't until you looked down that you noticed that there's some kind of depth. However, your feet do not seem to go beneath the surface.
Salvatore explains, this is the deity Virgo. Get down on your knees, and he'll do a bow.
She looks at you fondly, and she locks eyes with each one of you. She doesn't seem to be saying anything. She just has a very welcoming presence. One thing you note, Alonso, almost immediately is that it looks like your mother. You never met your mother, but she seems to have all the same qualities, and it's almost as though she's a personification of the mother you never met.
What kind of weird, tricksy Virgo tricks are you doing? You look like my mama.
She floats over to you, and her hand gently cusps your face, and she smiles, and you can see a tear begin to stream down her face. And then, after a moment, she just floats back to the center, and she just rests her hands above her bosom, and she just smiles warmly at each of you. And you can tell like there's the semblance of gratitude, as if there's some sort of disparity that has been reconciled, as though what you have done today has essentially solved a problem that was uncertain.
Hmm.
Do you speak?
Perhaps.
You only caress. Oh shit!
We have slain
What up?
the Chaos Elemental, as you could probably see.
Did we help?
You did well, children. I thank you. The stars thank you. Your people thank you. And the world thanks you.
Cool.
Your Eminence, are there any other elemental threats that are compounding upon our world? Is there anything I can do to assist to eliminating of these evil demonic elementals?
Kiss us.
You will do as you must to survive. You are but children in this world, and that is quite a beginning. It is not the end for you all. However, what you've done today, this great deed, shall not go unnoticed. Perhaps there's something I can do for you.
What could you
We accept.
possibly do for us?
I can do many things, but you see, I wonder if something is on your mind. Something I, personally, a being beyond comprehension, one of the mothers of Gaia. Maybe I might be of service. And as you all gaze upon her and you look around you, you can tell that this pond is not eternal. There seems to be like a cusp. And as you look over, there's a wide berth that seems to look upon mountains and rocks and boulders that careen and just begin to move and muster. And it's the craziest thing to watch mountains move, but you can tell that should you look over the edge of this pond, that you would be incredibly disoriented by the vast view.
Ooh.
And you all are at the center of this, and you look above you, and there's a mountain at the complete opposite direction, growing upward.
What is this
God,
place?
You are exactly where you think you are. The elemental plane of Earth. You're in my home.
Well, I can't think of anything.
You
Well, you
have any
guys.
stones.
I just want to be able to continue to keep the planes in balance. So I don't know if there's any way that you can assist us with that.
I suppose there are some things I can do, but I am merely the one who started these things in their motion. It is you, the children of Gaia, that are destined to make a difference, to determine which direction the world will grow.
A lot of pressure.
It is all normal. It is all natural. What happens merely happens because the world wills it. When chaos is out of line, it is those protectors that come forth and make themselves known.
Does the name Ruth Virgo mean anything to you?
I've had my eye on Ruth for years now. You see, she is not who you think she is. She is no noble woman, no sir.
What is she?
I'm about to say, yeah. Let us in on the secret.
I suppose this can be your gift. Or is there something else?
I was going to ask for a rock, but that sounds way more important.
You watch as out of midair, or out of just the air around her, a rock appears and it floats over into your hand.
Sweet.
I was speaking in generalities. I meant like a rune stone, but like no, that's if you have information, I'd rather have that.
The rock in your hand immediately turns into a runestone.
Ooh, what's this one do?
Alonso has one very similar to yours. However, yours seems to have some kind of exponential growth to it, as though it's a variant that would be far more strong in its elemental properties. It's essentially a tier 2 version of a runestone.
I like it.
I'll add it to your inventory.
Oh,
You see-
sick!
Ruth is not of the material plane. In fact, she has been an ancient enemy of the Celestials for far longer than humankind could ever imagine.
Where does she hail from?
She is all things decay. She is merely a vessel for a higher power.
Do you believe she's an imminent threat?
As all things good, there are all things evil. There is a counterpart to even myself. And I would reason that she is my opposite.
Would you want to see to her being dealt with, brought to justice?
If you can, I'm sure the world would be a better place. But if you can't, please do not waste your young lives on the trivial matters of beings beyond your comprehension.
I feel like I'm getting mixed signals from you right now.
What is Ruth Virgo's objective?
Dude. I'm still
What?
pissed off.
What was that?
I don't know why. Meh, not impressed. I don't know why that keeps popping up in the chat.
Oh, sorry. I must have been mashing on a button on
So
my device here.
Did she call her a being,
That's so rude.
a being of decay?
Her true name is Zugtmoy.
Oh
She's
my
a
God.
demon.
Holy fuck! You're gonna have to spell that for me.
Y'all remind me who Ruth Virgo is?
He was the one spying on us through the porthole.
Mm,
She hails from the plane of ooze.
Ooh, this sounds fun.
She's the queen of fungi, the lady of rot and decay. All her
Oh,
desire
shit.
is to infect all living with spores, transforming them into just mindless servants that attend to her whims and will, and eventually decomposing for more and more spawn. She's nothing but cruel and evil, and what she does and how she interacts with the world beneath is merely a game to her.
what a bitch.
Do you know where we might find her?
You see, I believe she knows your every location. And now that you are on her bad side, and trust me, she has no good side, she is determined to make your lives a living hell.
She can try. Immediate plan. Do you guys want to hear it?
Yes.
We recruit the crystal boys. You can't decay a crystal like organic material. We form a little army, and then we go beat the shit out of her.
Do you think their interests will align with that?
If we can convince them. He did let me wield him like a dagger.
I think that might have been to protect their home, which is here. And they might not see the threat. I like this plan. I don't know if they will like this plan.
It's worth a shot. I don't know of any
Something-
other civilization that wouldn't decay and rot away.
Guys, I think she must be kind of temporal interfering. I couldn't hear y'all for a while.
Oh, we're gonna
Insane.
recruit the crystal boys.
We'll do it for the ultimate team
Oh,
up at for the
hell
final
yeah.
boss.
Are we going to turn him into a giant crystal Gundam?
I think so. Shard Mine Voltron.
Yeah. Okay. They'll do it. They'll do it. I know they will.
It'll take some time. But we can
We
do
have
it.
to find her. That's the hard part. We gotta figure out where she is, or somehow get her to come to us.
Wasn't she based in the city? Didn't you have some kind of intrigue on her?
Well, she's a council member in Gaia, so maybe there.
Oh, shit. She's got so much power on her fingertips.
If she is always watching us, then we need to learn more about her.
I agree.
Maybe we should start in the, well, if she's a demon, criminals wouldn't know shit. And we should find an expert on demons.
Perhaps
Demon.
our deity in front of us here seems to know quite a lot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Hello, Miss Virgo. Could you, direct us to a demon expert beside yourself that may help us how to kill them? Because I know that you can't give us all the answers.
Those that hail from Choten are destined to be demon slayers for all eternity. They might be a good place to start.
Where?
Choten.
Choten.
It's the samurai city of the Capricorn.
Oh, shit. Cool.
Fuck,
Ninja stuff.
Yes. Awesome. Lady Virgo. can you fast travel us to King Bartholomew?
Can you get us out of this maze of a laboratory?
Yes. Yes, I can. One
You're the
thing
shit.
before you go is I'd like to bestow a gift upon each of you.
Oh,
And so you all gain inspiration as plants begin to emerge from the water in the form of your favorite fruits and drink and your whatever thing your heart desires, something to consume and nourish your entire being. You watch as Laszlo begins coughing up water as he also emerges from beneath the waves. And you all gain the benefit of a long rest.
Yeah.
Whew.
how did
Oh,
you get here, Laszlo? Did she pull you into a water pool or something?
I was shaking the orb, and then the ocean just like ate me. Like the sound was so loud, and then you can see he's kind of taken aback.
Well, that must have been terrifying. That's hilarious.
I've seen worse. We almost died today. And he looks down at his wounds. That happened, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
well, I mean, yeah, but I think her magical healing waters just took all your wounds away.
Now,
Thank you, lady.
Do these waters have any special properties?
well, I healed you. Now,
Well,
son, wait. You can tell that it's as though the deity Virgo, as it's like a breaking character for her, and it's as though her visage looks desperate, hopeful, as though anxious to see you go, and locks eyes with you, Alonso. Please, Alonso. And none of you had stated your names at this point. I will always be with you.
I avoid eye contact. I know, Mama,
Stone cold.
but it's
Make a history check real quick, though.
Oh shit.
almost a natural 20. Oh my gosh.
Ooh. Can I see if I... go ahead.
Yeah, no, please. You can make a history check, too.
I was going to say, do I pick up on this weird tension between him and the deity?
I'm resentful because she chose her duty over her family.
And so, one thing that you remember is that your mother was the previous sage.
Mm-hmm.
But to be a deity, that's a little extreme. And so,
Yeah.
immediately though, Alonso, you find that there's a warmth underneath your chest, and as you place your hand up over your heart, where there once was an empty slot in the groove of your armor, you find something, and you pull it out from where your own heart might have been, should you not be decked, ripped. You find this in your inventory, in your equipment section.
Let me see.
Your son, I've put this in your equipment section of your user interface.
Is it Eye of the Plains Runner?
Yeah, that one.
It's a sandwich.
Sweet.
It's a packed lunch with a note that says, I love you.
This is 20 years late, Mom.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's your-
Just
I'm reading it. Yeah.
be safe, everyone. You all deserve to live full and happy lives. And because you're all so disciplined in your training and everything you do, just to survive, I know that you will be protectors and become the men that you were destined to be. And she waves her hand, and behind you, a portal reopens, and you can see the city of Deep Rock behind you.
Clutch.
Awesome.
Alright, I'm gonna hop
Oh.
through.
Yeah, I'll head in.
Salvatore not having any motherly influences is very
before I step through the portal, though, I look back, one more time, like directly at her, and then hop out.
Salvatore does the same thing, like almost like it was actually his mom instead.
I pull him through.
I go with them. I leave.
All right, fantastic.
Shit.
I'll kind of hold out the Virgo Runestone to Alonso and be like,
You actually might get more use out of this than I will.
Well, what does it do?
Oh, it's a runestone. But
Like, what do you get out of it?
I don't know how to roleplay this. Plus one animal handling and survival. And, you can use an action to cast Mold Earth.
Like, Alonso, where have you been? They have inherent magical properties. We've all been using them this entire time. Where have you been?
It's the exact same thing that mine does. So I'm just saying I don't think I need it. I think you can use it, Bruce. I think that'd be handy for you to have. You're pretty lacking in a lot of other,
I think
Elliot, it just updated. It's a +2.
Okay,
I was
going to
say there's stronger ones. Yeah,
that's what I thought I heard, but I just anyways, I might take a look at it later. But I got to check and see how many items I'm attuned to because I currently think I have the hammer attuned to me. And I'm about to do. Where are we right now? By the way, where did we step out of?
You essentially step into the courtyard of the king's castle, the same one that you attended. Had the meeting with him.
Okay, and your short attunement's the same as standard, right? Which is you have to do a short rest to attune an item.
Correct.
Cool. Guys, you mind wait about an hour before we go see the king?
No problem.
No problem? Great. I take out my dagger and I stab myself in the right eye.
Jesus Christ!
And I just pluck the eye out. And then I shove the eye of the plains runner into my eye and begin figuring out how to attune to it.
If you want to say God this whole time,
I scream out in agony. Like I obviously I'm like hollering out in agony. Like I'm not just I try to act cool, but I'm like
yeah, that definitely took some damage.
I will rush to help him medically.
What does Laszlo should do it too?
Laszlo is very focused on the heart of chaos. Yeah, this is normal. Magic items, and his eyes are literally gazing up into this orb, transfixed. It's a very unhealthy asphyxiation.
Yeah.
Salvatore rips it out of his hands. If you like.
Make a sleight of hand check.
What does the eye look like, Elliot, by the way?
I will let you interpret that if you choose.
Okay. Has anybody seen the movie Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler?
Yes.
Yes.
That opal thing that he was obsessed over. That's what it looks like.
Your eye?
But perfectly rounded and smooth and solid. Yeah, that's what the item was. It's the eye of the plains runner, and it's has to be put in an empty eye socket for it to work. So
you just stabbed your own fucking
jeez.
I might have a picture.
I mean, it's just because I don't know. I just feel that the kind of character that Alonso is, he's really just trying to do anything to be stronger. He's not willing to hurt people, but he's willing to do whatever it takes for himself. Right? Like he's doing this because he wants to be able to be the best, so that he can make more money to pay for his dad, and just make everything easy for his dad and everything in his life easy. So he literally is willing to do anything for him. Yeah.
I just find it funny you didn't identify it, so it's like. Just assume.
It was but it looks like it looks like an eyeball, right? Like it's
for sure.
The idea is it's supposed to look like it's supposed to look like an eyeball. So I'm like, well, what do I do with it?
Okay,
just
why
put
not?
2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god. Black opal, by the way, that's what it was called. It's black opal.
And so, as you look at Alonso in pain, he places this opal into his eye socket, and he blinks a couple times, and you can see veins begin to pulse around it, as though immediately conjoining, congealing blood around the surface, and his iris begins to form inside of the opal itself, and you can see him move it around. It's as though his eyes are attuning to it, as though it was meant to be there. And he screams in pain. And as he does so, Kai, you place a hand on him, you give him guidance as he suffers through this pain that might one day serve him well. And it takes several minutes for the anguish to subside, and he's still unable to see clearly, at least for another half hour or so, but you understand that he's alive, he's well, and now he's gained a new boon in the form of a magical eye.
You're an insane person.
Well, I mean, it's cool though, right? I like wink at him.
I mean,
Salvatore, meanwhile,
it's a good look.
Salvatore, meanwhile, took the Heart of Chaos from Laszlo, who is desperately trying to attune to it.
Give it back! Give it back! You're obsessed with this evil artifact. Also,
Evil!
Alonso, how do I shove this in my eye or something? Is it like too big? Can I crack it in like half or something?
Ooh, it's as big as a heart! I'll put it in my heart! And you can see Laszlo takes out a scalpel, and he goes to cut right over his...
No, I stop him. I stop him.
Oh, I thought I wasn't a cursed item.
But you have
He's smart.
power!
He's smarter than I am. You're a lot smarter than I am. Go on, no. Don't do that shit.
I looked at the DPS meters. I was at the bottom.
Hey, you're the healer, okay? You don't need to be worrying about such
This
things.
does not give me any damage. In fact, it kind of is a little scary, the propositions of using this thing.
Character.
Salvatore,
Now
may
we
I
all-
please have my heart back?
Let me just listen and see if the evil comes through.
I go like whisper to Kai really quick, like I'm like, hey Kai, you can like regenerate body parts if I end up not wanting this eye later, right?
I don't know if I quite have that ability. I think you're stuck with the eye that you have. at the moment.
Well, please learn it. I'm please.
You might need to ask the doctor. I've got some herbs, some oils, some Tide
kinda-
Pods.
Druid, are you?
Why did you make such a
water.
rash decision in the first place?
Think of it this way. If you want to give it up, you've only got one eye. You'd be a fucking slick bow and arrow archer.
That's true. That's true. I could just put an eye patch on.
So,
All right, sorry.
Yeah.
See the king.
one thing as you're all resting and just recuperating, kind of witnessing the birth of Alonso's eyeball. And also, do you want to keep that eyeball? You could totally salvage it if you choose.
Yeah, I
Give
was
it to
thinking.
Laszlo.
I think I kind of plucked it out. Would be the idea, you know, trying to be, you know,
Right. So
Might.
are you stabbing it and prying it out? Is that the idea?
No, I was trying to scoop it behind it and like, you know, pluck it out.
Oh, God.
So,
You use a grapefruit spoon.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, because you didn't ask the medicine proficient doctor in your party, it's not exactly in the best condition, but it's a good backup eyeball. You might be able to sell it on the street. You can convince someone to buy it if you choose. Otherwise, you're going to need to jar it as soon as
Yeah.
possible.
I really hadn't considered what I was going to do with it, to be honest. But, well,
So
if you want to
throw it
save it,
away.
you can, man. I'm just going to like kind of shuffle it off into like the dirt, like so.
Ooh.
I
Salvatore
have no interest in your gross eyeball.
Salvatore goes over, picks the eyeball up, and gives it to Laszlo and says, "Here, instead."
No.
I feel like Laszlo might vial it up.
Tell you what,
Like I have-
Salvatore,
have
I'll
ghost
share
veins.
a alchemical recipe involving the eyeball if you hand me the heart.
Hmm.
Why
Only
do
if
you
you promise to be
that?
less obsessed over the eyeball and more obsessed with your friends, such as
Sure.
Salvatore.
Yeah, I do not care about the eyeball. Yep, uh-huh.
It's the heart we're worried about, Salvatore.
Salvatore squints his eyes and he like turns towards Kai and he says, "You try this. Tell me if it's evil or not."
I'll take it. I'll hold it for Salvatore.
Yeah, you're holding it in your hands, and go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
shit.
Well, you understand that there is an element inside of it, and as it changes in different hues, you can tell that when it's on its shadow form, it tends to linger on it. And as it does so, that seems to have the most violent and chaotic tendencies.
So it does seem to have a affinity towards the dark.
Fire is also very aggressive.
Does it linger on the fire as well?
Not as much as shadow, but it does seem to prefer it more than others.
Try putting it in his hands when the light's there. Maybe it'll cleanse him. Or just like hitting him in the head when it's covered in light.
This guy
Hitting who in the head?
Laszlo. I mean, he's gone crazy obsessed over it, right? So, like, take the radiant orb and smack him over the noggin with it. That sounds right?
Says the guy that pried his eye out.
Or just hold it up to his ear. Yeah, no, I'm not full of great solutions.
I think you just stabbed your own eye out, so we can let Laszlo be obsessed with this orb for a moment.
Yeah, it's neat. Come on.
If you say it's not evil, go right ahead.
I think it's the elements are not inherently good or evil, but the darkness is something to pay attention to.
That's pathetic.
So you're saying the element of darkness is not even evil?
An element in its own standing is not evil.
Blah, 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 blah.
But
Let's move on.
Those who wield the power. Bruce uses the power of darkness for justice.
I use the power of everyone's fears of the darkness. So it's not the darkness, it's how it makes you feel.
Their fear of your fists in their face? Is that what you mean? Because that's what I see you doing a lot.
I'm really good at it.
I don't see you using many mind tactics, just a lot of straightforward nose breaking.
Well, somebody's got a tank, and I can't really tank and be stealthy, so I'm figuring it out, okay?
One thing at a time.
Listen, find me a second magical hammer or axe or sword, anything that I can wield in a second hand without being reduced by that, and I will be the tank. That's fine. I got a good chunk of hit points, and I can get up and testy up in their face.
Do you mean it?
Didn't we find?
Yeah, Bruce is like,
I don't have to pass out every fight anymore.
Now, one thing you note, Bruce, is that having walked through that shadowy area once before during your bout with the Chaos Elemental, your cloak seems to linger with shadowy tendrils. And as though every time you walk through shadow, it seems to fade. I have added to your cloak.
What the fuck?
shit.
Ooh.
Be really nice today. He might give us a level up.
Wait, hold on. Prowler, chef. Wait, is it the Prowler thing?
It's more or less what Salvatore pointed out at the last session, where you can see in darkness. I added, you can now see in magical darkness up to 10 feet.
Oh, hell yes.
Magic darkness.
So I was right. No, I wasn't.
And Salvatore, when you stepped into the fire, you also understood that something had been boiling beneath you this entire time, and now you have better control over that same runic infusion, where the fire within them immediately enters your bloodstream. Next time you use it, you think it'll be a little more potent.
Hey.
So you're all resting and you're discovering new things about one another. It's like speed dating, but slow.
Summer camp.
What do y'all do?
Did you guys see that huge blow I laid to that Chaos Elemental back there? It was like, pow, chicka, chicka. Pretty great.
I was
impressed.
I was impressed when you set yourself on fire and went crazy tracking it down.
I just like my new move. This was like the basic one, though. You know, it's gonna be a better one later.
If you ever need me to
man.
hose you down, let me know.
I feel like there were sometimes I hit it and it just kind of made things worse for you guys. But no, hey, that's all right. It was. We ended up winning in the end.
I took
We
care
were
of
just
it.
we were just prolonging the fight for the XP.
So are we walking to Bartholomew now?
Let's check. Well, do we want to discuss what reward we want? I know this isn't something I would normally bring up, but
We offered us.
Well,
We
we all
need
out of
decide,
character,
so
we should discuss what we
monetary.
want.
I mean, yeah, we're just gonna ask for money, right?
That
I thought we could all like live together and be like friends.
do
and,
we
like,
want to just live here?
I mean, I'd rather live
No,
a little outside the city. I'm not really a city boy. I hated growing up here.
I agree. I don't necessarily have any attachment to settling in a city myself.
Maybe we
I'm
can ask
kinda
them about getting a nice little piece of land outside the city, right outside it,
Can we get something like near like a waterfall with like maybe like a cave behind the waterfall?
Ooh,
Maybe, I don't know. Also,
I mean, this is a pretty
mention
mountainous
Ruth.
area. I don't know if we should mention Ruth. There might be more going on, might be kind of conspiracy there. She might even be listening in on that room with the king. You never know, man. So I think we ought to keep
need
it.
to be careful about Ruth.
Yeah, we need to be discreet.
Okay.
I was
Discreet
thinking it
is
would be
my
nice.
second middle name.
It'd be nice if we had like a little mansion or something, you know, to make us, you know, to show our status. To like, maybe if your parents did survive, or like they're like cousins, they could see how rich you are now, and they're like super jealous. That's what I think would be good.
There is no point in having what status? What do you mean status? That's ridiculous. We just need somewhere to live, sleep, and eat, and then we go out and kill things.
And whisker waxers. To wax your
I
whiskers.
am not so sure about killing things, but I agree with Alonso myself. Just being able to continue on adventuring.
Kill evil things. Excuse me.
I'm outnumbered. Oh well.
We could get a ship one day.
Oh, I like a ship. Maybe we get a ship instead.
Airship.
What about
like
easy travel to Samurai Land?
I like airship.
we
Let's
should.
do airship. That'll be our home. In this
Save
sky.
up for an airship. Our home in this.
Oh,
Does anybody know
I'm
how to
into that.
fly an airship?
It can't be that much harder than
I know a guy.
I
ship on the
do.
sea.
Wait, do I?
I
don't
think Laszlo might have some experience with it, being a techie kind of guy.
I think
Or at
he
least
also
learned
did,
maybe.
he tutelaged under it while we were on the airship.
We'll just go find Moliere. He'll help us out.
Yeah, right. Well, listen, let's go. We got a lot of things we want to ask for. Let's just throw it all at him. We'll say we want an airship or a boat, or well, there's not really much water around here. Yeah, so an airship or a home near a cave.
With a waterfall.
Let's see what he's
Waterfall.
got.
Waterfall. Come on, man. Let's be a little more realistic. We can at least go for the cave.
That's like Bruce's
you-
only epitaph.
All right, let's go bother the fuck out of this guy.
This is gonna go so well.
Okay.
Wait,
So
who's the charisma guy? It's not me.
We don't have one.
We don't really have one of those. We
I
don't
don't
really
think-
we don't do the
don't have
smooth talking thing.
I'm pretty charismatic.
I think
Well,
Laszlo, he did take persuasion and he's skilled in it. He took like skilled, so he's proficient at least. But he's not here.
I'm +5 persuasion.
I will
Nice, that's
cast
pretty
guidance.
good.
I think Salvatore's got the smoothest tongue of all of us.
You lead.
Don't mind if I do.
How long can I hold that? Oh, a minute.
Yeah, 1 minute. As long as you're holding hands
Right,
with
right.
Salvatore, yeah, that'll be fun.
Salvatore blushes a little
Oh.
bit.
Say,
It's so nice to see him finally
Do
making
this.
friends with an elemental. He's really matured.
He's
So-
come a long way.
You all walk down this long, winding path towards the mansion that seems to be central to the entire Deep Rock City. And you notice that there's no guards at the front gate.
Oh my.
I'd
Uh-oh.
like to
This is,
stealth.
yeah, about to say I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
Votor's gonna mightily march forward.
And
So-
you get advantage on stealth checks.
Yeah, if
That's a
it's dark.
39. That's a 39 for stealth.
So 20 for me.
So Bruce essentially
Jesus.
bailed you guys, so you have no idea where
Oh.
Bruce went.
Well, I'll say I was going stealthy, so I may not be following him, but I'm going in like stealthy, like quickly into the compound.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just want to scout.
Me
Okay.
and Salvatore are just walking in hand in hand.
Yeah.
And I'm listening for any sounds of combat or any kind of footsteps. I'm listening for any kind of anybody anywhere.
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check. And Bruce, you can make perception investigation, your choice too. And so-
Perception.
Alonso, the first thing you overhear is the sounds of heavy footsteps. Seems to be like running, but it's like padded armor, as though a guard. And you can tell that they're kind of running inward and upward, as though to the secondary floor. And Bruce, as you scale over the walls, and you're probably tackling this from a different floor, you get a glimpse of what appears to be guards storming into one particular room on the second floor, and these seem to be like the housing, like this is where people would sleep.
Are they armed?
Those that are running into this room, yes.
They're running into the room.
Yes.
Is there any sort of like balcony window, arrow slit, anything like that?
There are several windows that line the outside of this mansion, and you can try one if you choose.
Yeah,
I'm
I'd
gonna
like
start
to.
seeing. Do I notice it as well? Like the guards like running in there, or is he a completely different area than I am?
Him being like vocally saying he's climbing. Would you also like to
Oh,
climb
fair
and
enough.
get to the second?
No, honestly, I was just. I mean, if I don't see, yeah, because I can climb really well. So
Yep.
I would just start.
You-
Yeah, I would start just going up the.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
definitely see and hear guards climbing upwards, and you understand that they're inside and going up. And so you can totally
I'm following after
climb
the
up.
guards for sure.
And
And I'd
Bruce,
also
you,
be like, I'd be calling Bruce. I'd be like trying to, find him.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll extend a hand to like what is it? Like I'll reach down and like throw him upwards, like give him some distance.
Sure, make a athletics check for that.
Oh fuck! Why do I have to be?
He'll
Shit.
catch himself, but if it's bad, it's
I don't-
bad.
And I don't see him. Like I have no idea that he's doing this. So I'm just like, oh shit!
Yeah, Bruce essentially grabs your wrist and tries to swing you upwards, and it just kind of like hurts you for a tad, and you have to pull your hand out of his grab. And so it's just a waste of time as he tries to help
hell?
you.
What the fuck? Oh, Bruce. Oh, why'd you do that? I was just trying to see where you were.
So I thought you wanted to come with me.
I do. Come on, let's go. I'll fall right behind you.
Oh, I didn't know this about you.
Yeah, he's a lot faster than I am, but like I can still like climb up pretty quick behind him.
Oh, sick. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, cool. Let's go.
In terms of climbing, I think, Alonso, you do go faster. I could be wrong. I know you're an athlete.
I think he has a climb speed, doesn't he?
He does have a
It's
climb
not
speed.
a climb speed, but climbing doesn't cost me extra movement. Which it's
okay,
like
so it's not
I think
difficult
that's-
terrain, but you still have to make an athletics check to make sure that you're like doing it like correctly, basically.
yes.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, overall, you are the established climber in the party, though. So you are kind of like making the footholds for Bruce to follow, in a way.
Well, I also have this like grapnel hook thing if I wanted to spend points for it.
Yeah, right now, you're climbing to the second floor. You can tell this is where the scene seems to be happening. And so using
Okay.
your grapnel hook doesn't really seem necessary. Meanwhile, Salvatore and Kai, what are you up to?
should we follow them, or should we just head through the main doors and see what's going on?
They're too paranoid. Obviously, everyone will be waiting for us with bated breath of our amazing victories.
Oh shit!
I'm sure they're just running drills. We can just walk in here and it'll be fine.
Make an insight check.
Just don't.
Both of you.
What's your movement speed, James, Bruce?
40 feet.
Nice.
So, Kai, you're more or less trying to calm Salvatore's uneasiness. You definitely know these are not drills, but you firmly believe that these guards can attend to, their own civil duties. Like, what you do won't exactly help unless you're being asked. And Salvatore, as far as you know, yeah, these are drills.
I will use my wild shape to summon a cat to scout ahead of us.
Okay. A cat appears.
The royal leading cat to lead us to our rewards. Good
Lead
idea.
us ahead,
Good idea.
honey.
And you watch as the cat stands up on two legs and tries to mimic Salvatore as you all are walking ahead.
Watch
And
yourself.
so you enter into the courtyard, both Salvatore and Kai, and the first thing you notice is, well, there's no one here. It seems as though everyone is missing.
No! Your heroes are here!
Yeah,
This
we
is,
definitely
a
hear him,
bit
right? Like, we
strange.
Yeah. It's very ominous with the current ongoing situation.
Should we make do we see any guards running around or anything?
All of the guards have essentially moved to the second floor at this time. And so if you hear them, which you do with your passive perception, you understand that there's someone at least in the building and, in the overlying, like, think of it this way. You're in like this garden area that is like central to the mansion itself. And you had crossed through like a threshold that had staircases that led upwards. And you noted that both Bruce and Alonso had headed over the wall and are essentially entering through one of the second floor windows. And so Bruce and Alonso, it takes you a moment to find an open window, but there seems to be a balcony of what appears to be like a master suite. And so you enter in through the balcony and you duck behind some of the curtains, and you can see several guards that are just running past, and you overhear one of them, "Quickly, quickly, go get the others."
I'd like to follow stealthily.
yeah, I'm right with him.
Okay. There are lights, so you do not have advantage on stealth, but both of you do have pass without a trace, so go ahead and make another stealth check.
I was about to say, I was like, it's not helping Salvatore and Kai right now, but we do. Wow, rough. That's still a 20 though.
20.
33.
And so Bruce, just as they turn the corner, you immediately jump out into the hallway and your cape flourishes behind you. You look like this giant black assassin. However, nobody seems to be looking in your direction, so you definitely begin to run down the hall with your cape strewn behind you. Alonso, you feel as though you're much more subtle about breaking
I
and
love
entering.
the idea that like the magic is literally the only thing that like helped him like from making a complete fool of himself, because like the sound from his cape probably made no sound or whatever. Like, fucking love that.
Yeah, Alonso, you're making sure that he is within your area of effect for sure. And as you all follow behind, you notice that one room in particular is it's just so bustling with activity, and immediately the first thing you notice is a trail of blood. But both of you make an perception or insight check. These are for different things.
Fucking with me.
I have really good insight.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. Oh, I was gonna do insight too, but. Sorry.
Oh shit! You're even better. What was the other one? Perception.
Yep, perception or insight.
Fuck my life. That's
Yeah, Bruce,
four.
you're
Four natural.
asphyxiated on the trail of blood, and you can tell that it's unseemly of first and foremost, but other than that, like, there's no giving signs of like what the weapon might have been or who the perpetrator was. Alonso, though,
blood is going into a room.
with your perception check, you understand that there's blood on the threshold. You cannot tell the trail of it, what weapon might have been used, or who might have...
like body or anything. It's just blood.
Yeah, you're asphyxiated on the blood, and you spend too much time looking at it while maintaining a stealthy advantage.
I'm looking up into the hallway to see if there's any rafters that I can hide.
No, this is a normal hallway. Yeah,
that's why I was distracted.
Yeah, so distracted, trying to be stealthy. But Alonso, you do note that this was not Bartholomew's chambers. You actually entered in through Bartholomew's chambers, and so that kind of like wave of understanding, you at least grasped that. So this seems to be maybe a guest, and this guest room, there is definitely something going on. It seems as though a murder, assassination, etc.
All right. Well, it seems that it wasn't Bartholomew's room that was killed, but he could have run out of there and been killed in here in this hallway. We got to find out what's going on. Let's follow those guards and let's try to make ourselves known that we are not enemies if possible. I think some of them may have seen us. Do we have any kind of crest we can show them that would like show that we're part of this? You know.
Yes, I have a signet and a pedigree.
That's fair.
Wait,
I mean, just
let
do
me
me a
go.
favor.
I'll be right back. For 1 second.
And I'll go.
I was literally about to say, please take your cowl off real quick.
Yeah. I'll go change somewhere inconspicuous.
At this point, you notice that the guards are too transfixed on what's happening. Both Kai and Salvatore, you see a guard running down the stairs, and he seems to be covered in blood, and he comes out from one of the two stairways just past the threshold that you crossed already. So you turn back and you see him storming outside, and he's looking desperately for something, and he catches both of you, and he immediately says, you, who are you?
We are commissioned by the king on a task. Is something going on here?
Said the cat.
There's been a murder! And the cat walks up and starts almost attempting to like nuzzle up against him. You can tell that this is a Leonin, essentially one of the Tabaxian cousins. I don't know who you are. You need to come in for questioning.
I swear, we're only holding hands because we're very good friends.
And not to you, to the cat.
Happy to help with the situation.
Yeah, to Kai and Salvatore. And another guard comes chasing down after. He's dwarven, and so he's a little bit slower than this individual. And as he puffs behind, I recognize him. It's fine. No, they couldn't have done it. We hadn't seen him. We gotta find him. Leonidas is dead. And you can see this guard here. He immediately crumples down. And he begins to sob.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Is that familiar?
That's the lion leader. It's the lion dude.
The lion king.
I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah.
No, that's his title. He was the Lion King.
Oh, that's right.
Fuck.
How recently did this happen?
And you could tell, like, the feline individual tries to catch his breath, but he can't, and he's just so overwhelmed. And the dwarven guard just puts a hand on him. This is in the last 15 minutes. It's almost the same time as a short rest.
Fuck. This is our fault.
Oops.
We're not hearing it.
I mean, like, what could we have done, really? Oh, that's right. You're not there. Sorry.
Yeah.
We were too late. I realize. And Salvatore attempts to gain any information about what happened from the two guards, or the one guard that's still sentient, I guess. Conscious.
Okay. Yeah, what would you like to ask? And you can make a persuasion check while you're thinking of a question.
Oh, Salvatore would ask, what exactly is going on? We have eliminated the chaos elemental in your area. The tremors have stopped, yet something else has come up. What is it?
We found an unrecognized god had stabbed Leonidas. Essentially, while everyone was taking a short rest, just, recovering some hit points from the day's activities, one of the guards went into his chambers. We assumed, but under our watch, an infiltrator came in and stabbed our guest. We apprehended the individual after he apparently took his own life. We think there's more to it, though.
Is he still alive, or is he gone forever?
He's dead.
Oh, well.
Can you bring us to the crime scene?
Absolutely. I don't know how you'll help, but if you have, I don't know, something to represent you, maybe like I've seen you before, but I can't exactly trust you right now.
I'm blue. That's all I've got as far as representation.
Oh yeah, it's good enough. It's good enough for me. Yeah. And so he'll.
Is Laszlo with us?
I'm a doctor. And he pulls out a writ of self-proclaimed doctoring. See, it says it right here, Laszlo, doctor.
He's heard me plenty of times. I trust him.
Ooh, and he'll pull out the orb and he'll make some gestures around it. Oh, I don't understand magic, but anything will help, I suppose. All right. And meanwhile, Bruce and Alonso, you essentially are doing what? You changed costume? Was that the idea?
Yeah, so I went to change back to fancy clothes.
Okay.
Like pulling on my, my jacket and just kind of getting it set on my shoulders, and I'm walking up, and I'm like, finding the nearest guard to inquire about what's going on.
You can see that there is a feline individual who, coated in blood, you can see he's been kneeling in some, like a pool of it. And as he exits the threshold, kind of like wiping his brow profusely, it seems as though he's out of breath, maybe attempting to resuscitate the Lion King. And so, as you approach him, you being calm and collected, he looks at you, and immediately he begins to unsheath his sword.
Who are you?
We mean no harm. We heard there was a commotion and we came to help.
Guests of the king. Oh, okay.
How long has it been since this transpired?
Not more than 10 minutes, 15 minutes max. We were bringing the Lion King his jelly bean lotion, and we found him in a pool of his own blood, and some vagrant. And he gestures inside, and you can see that there's this cloth linen that appears to be creating a border, a perimeter of sorts. And you can see one of the feline guards is drawing in chalk around the outline of the Lion King. And you can see that he was in tighty-whities, and it looked as though he died in pain, but also almost completely naked. You can tell that one of the other guards is looking for clothes in order to at least make him more presentable. But next to the king, the dead king, you notice a familiar body. Well, maybe not to you, but perhaps to your allies.
Oh shit.
Who?
I know who it is. I have a strong suspicion.
Is it the king?
It's... What's his name? I know his name. I wrote it down.
And so as you're speaking with him, and you pull out whatever tools you use to investigate further, and Alonso, what are you doing meanwhile?
Where's the king? Is he safe?
And a dwarven guard answers that, yes, we have him secure. We found, his holiness as soon as we could, and we brought him to the bunker. He's completely safe.
How close was he to the incident?
Well, he was in his chambers, of course. He was just out on his balcony smoking a doobie.
Did anyone get see what the assassin looked like? What he might have been wearing? Anything like that?
Well, we have evidence to believe that it's this gentleman right here. And they point at the humanoid that appears to be a guard, although all of them are in disarray because it seems as though he infiltrated their numbers. And so Kai and Salvatore and Laszlo all approach, and they are escorted over to the body by the other dwarven guard. This one's a doctor, he says, so you go and take a look. Laszlo walks over to the Lion King. Oh yeah, he's dead.
Good job, Laszlo.
Great work, my friend.
Anytime, that'll be 10 gold pieces.
You heard him. Pay him up.
So we will be wrapping up shortly, because I know our friend Bruce needs to go, but I believe this is a good cliffhanger.
I agree.
Yeah, I was so surprised that there was a death in the palace.
Who
Oh no!
I'm not with this
Yeah,
image. When he
was-
pulled this image up, I was like, this seems ominous.
And yeah, Kai
know it is.
recognizes it. Kai, do you want to reveal what you know?
It's Harold, the crazy man from the train.
Harold?
I think his name is Harold. I don't know if his name was Harold. That's what I wrote down.
Yeah,
I
Kai was the
don't
only one that
remember at all.
interacted with him.
Cargo car?
Was he talking about killing the Lion King or something?
He did, but he seemed crazy, so I paid him no mind. I'm not saying this out loud. I'm not saying this out loud. I'm not admitting that I heard this ahead of time.
Oh.
If nobody remembered
like,
me talking
"Oh,
to him, I'm
shit."
going.
That's funny.
But I will. My next move will be to have my cat search for the rat.
Oh, okay.
That guy! Fuck! Okay.
Whack.
Yeah,
Oh
it was
my
the
Good.
the Ratatouille individual, the human with the rat that was behind his
Yeah.
cardboard crown, as you can see here.
I remember him.
Yep.
I didn't see him, but I remember you guys talking about him.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Oh
talked with him a couple
my
times
God.
just in passing.
Oh
This is so
my
good.
goodness.
This is
The
like months
twist.
ago now in real life.
The twists and turns. Look at you, Elliot.
All right, and
That's it for today, is what you're saying? Or
yep, we are ending it
Oh, okay.
early.